I don't ever review TV shows, right? Oh, actually, before I begin, spoiler alert, like, don't watch this video if you haven't seen Euphoria. Or if you don't care, then enjoy the video, I guess. But if you haven't seen anything from Euphoria, do not watch this video because I'm a spoil shit. I'm not going to hold back. This is not meant to be a quick review. This is meant to be a discussion video on Euphoria Season 2 and how it ended and how I feel about the season as a whole. So yeah, I don't review TV shows all that often. And it's not like Euphoria is like an exception for me because it's not like inherently this incredible or like, amazing show. It's a really good show to me. There's a reason I stayed through every week to see the new episodes, and I really enjoyed season 1 and 2. Like, I like this show, but I don't think it's inherently incredible. I just think it's interesting to discuss, and it's so popular right now, and I have opinions on it, so I was like, why don't I just kind of talk about season 2? It's not going to be the most organized review ever, but fuck it, whatever. I'll talk about season 1 first, which I really like season 1. I think it's a really enjoyable album. Fuck, I usually review albums, I'm sorry. It's a really good season to me. It perfectly sets up the characters. It perfectly organizes all that out to me. It doesn't have the most enjoyable direction of a season. There's not really a direct, massive conflict or plot other than just Nate Jacobs doing shitty things, like cleverly getting out of legal situations. That's like what the whole thing felt to me. And Rue and Jules kind of knowing that's what he's doing, which Rue and Jules, that relationship is the foundation of season 1. It is such an enjoyable relationship and it perfectly fits together. And it's brought back a little more in season 2. But I really like season 1. I think it's a great season. I think it had a great soundtrack too. I think Labyrinth killed it there. I think it's a really good season. Season 2, though, it's not like I was hyped for season 2 because when it was announced, I didn't care about Euphoria. It wasn't until it started playing and everybody was talking about it that I was like, okay, I need to see what's cooking up with Euphoria now. But I feel like the best way I could review this season without making this video a total fucking mess is I'm going to go through each character and how their arc plays out in this season and how it concludes and everything in that realm. So I'm going to just look up Euphoria characters and we're just going to go in that order because I feel like I know I'm going to forget someone. So let's see. Characters, Euphoria. Okay. I'm just going to do it like this. We'll kind of go through it in this way. Let's see, I'll just do this. Okay. I don't know. I'm just going to use this as reference. Let's start with Rue. Zendaya, because she's the main actress of the show. She's the main character. I like Rue's arc in this season, but I don't really think it finished. I don't like the way it ended. I like Rue's whole entire plot drive in this season being like her kind of relapsing. It seems like a little bit of an obvious choice for a new plot for her, but kind of her entire conflict in this show is addiction. So it's interesting to see her, once Jules kind of leaves, she breaks and she falls back into addiction. And we're kind of teased that in season 1, but it was cool they handled it in season 2. And she's like worse than ever now. She finds these really shitty ways to kind of get herself out of it. And more in this season than season 1, did it really start feeling like as you watch her, you kind of think, okay, she's kind of not the best person in this season. But I like the fact that she's not like evil. Like there's very much a human there, but she does a lot of really cruel things in the name of addiction. The episode 5, which as much as I'm not crazy about season 2, is probably the best episode in the entire series of Rue just escaping house. It's just constructed so well. It's so different for the show. It's so intense. It's just actually a phenomenal episode to me. The intro to that episode also, the acting in that intro where her drugs get taken away is mind-blowingly good. Zendaya is a phenomenal actress in the show. I like the direction of her, ODing, like her kind of relapsing, and I think it fits well. I don't really see the point of Elliot other than just a stone in the middle of Rue and Jules' relationship. Jules does kind of cheat on Rue with Elliot, to be fair. I don't really feel like Elliot serves a big purpose, and he's not actually ever helpful in this because all he really does is he gets Rue back into drugs. He tears apart Rue and Jules. So what else did he do? Fucking hell, he wastes like 7 minutes of the finale just performing a damn song. I can't be the only one that got so bored during that section. Like, it's a nice song, but it was like 4.5 minutes. I did not need to hear it all, especially coming from the context of it. Because I never really felt like Elliot and Rue were really given room to be like a really enjoyable duo of friends. They kind of just are there, and they kind of just, do drugs together. It's like their entire arc. There's no actual connection with them. Something like Jules and Rue has had a whole season of development. It was like the core of season 1. That would make a lot more sense, despite the fact that that's kind of skimmed over in this season, which is what frustrates me about Jules. Because I really like Jules. I think her actress is really good. I really like her character's direction, but she doesn't really do anything in the season. For Rue and the way her arc ends, I'm kind of disappointed with it, because I do like the fact that I do like the direction of it hitting almost rock bottom to the point where she has to change her direction, change everything. And it's actually really deep to me how Rue's mom saying she gives up on Rue kind of convinces Rue to go sober. Like, that is kind of the switch for her, beyond the fact of being forced to do it. I think that's really good to me. I also love Ali's addition to the show as well. I think he's a really wise voice, and I actually think he has a lot of really insightful comments in the season. But I'm not crazy about the way it ended, because I feel like it ends just kind of abruptly, because we're kind of seeing like, yeah, I'm getting better. And then the last episode, it's like, oh yeah, I stayed clean for the last half of the semester, and that girl I sold drugs from just doesn't matter anymore. She's not relevant anymore because we said so. I'm not really satisfied with the way it ends. They don't really handle, I feel like I keep fucking up, Rue and Jules relationship kind of ending. I don't really feel like it's handled all that well. And I do understand that they shouldn't be together anymore, because they do kind of fuck with one another. But for a relationship that this whole show has been based on, it doesn't end all that satisfyingly, So that's my main thing with Rue. I like her arc as a whole. I think Zendaya truly gets to shine as an actress in this season. But I don't know if I'm all that crazy with the conclusion of the arc. It's not that incredible to me. It's all right, but it's not that incredible to me. And I'll jump to Jules, because he's also, she's a key character in this season. But not really. I don't know why I said that. She's a key character in the show, but she doesn't really do anything other than she just kind of is there. She comes back to Rue's life, gets jealous that she's hanging out with Elliot when, she literally fucked Anna in season 1. But then she fucks Elliot too. I don't know if Jules is a very good person in this season, if we really analyze it. A lot of the things she does are kind of different than what you'd expect from her to do. And I don't know, I think her character is kind of just there in the season. I feel like she's kind of just a plot convenience. It is really sad to watch how Rue screaming at her affects her. But we're also kind of given this thing, I feel like, in the final episode of, yeah, Jules was the bad guy. And like, I don't know. I think what Jules did was very much the right thing. So, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about Jules in this season. I like some of her stuff, but I don't really feel like she gets to shine. Like I said, Elliot isn't really all that interesting of a character to me. He's kind of just ruins everything and then plays a song and then wastes like half the episode playing a song, and it's just like, okay, Rue, whatever. I don't know if I'm all that into him, but I do like that Rue just kind of says, yeah, we probably shouldn't be friends. I like that ending for them. I'm probably going to move into the drama side of the show, which is like Cassie and Maddie, which I really like this side of the season, actually. It's not the focus, but I like it. I think it's an interesting conflict to make Cassie and Nate fall in love with one another. I think it's a neat little stone to throw in there. It truly makes you like Maddie and hate Cassie, because I didn't love Maddie season 1. I thought she's never like that interesting of a character to me, but I always thought, okay, they've kind of taken the popular girl and they've kind of developed her, and I liked Cassie in season 1. I didn't really think she was that important to the show, but I liked her, and I liked her relationship with McKay. But with Maddie here, she gets to shine because she basically gets to have one of her main character pieces, which is Nate Jacobs, be torn from her in the most terrible way. How she's already kind of questioning getting back together with him, and then it's just like, yeah, no, that's not happening at all. I like that. I also like that. I also like how they test the friendship of Cassie and Maddie. Cassie, you truly do hate, because she just, fucks Maddie's boyfriend, or boyfriend. You know, she's not wrong that they were broken up at the time, but on the same level, they were talking about getting back together, and Cassie didn't care. But like Maddie's anger is really justified, and then Cassie just kind of screams and whines about it and tries to justify it, and you really do end up hating Cassie by the end of this. There's so many terrible quotes from her as well. She's just a brat in this season. And the last episode where she stands up on stage and she fucks up Lexi's play, I like hated her that whole thing. She's on stage talking shit about Lexi, talking shit about the play. The entire time I like wanted Maddie to go up and punch her in the face. It was so satisfying the way it ended with Maddie kind of beating up Cassie and proving that she kind of got what she deserved. And she also breaks up with Nate in a really lame way, which I didn't like at first, but I kind of like now, because I kind of like how it's not too just direct. It's not just like the big dramatic breakup. It just proves how little people matter to Nate as he just kind of drops her out of the blue. But as a whole, I'm not all that into the I don't know what I'm saying there. I really do like the plot there. I think it's a little interesting. It's not the most satisfying conclusion, but I like it. You know, it is a nice way to bring those characters into a new conflict, into new drama. You know, Nate Jacobs is a horrible person, but he's interesting. That's what I like about him, at least as a character. He's obviously a terrible person. He does some really cruel, fucked up things. But I like the fact that it's not all unjustified. Nobody in this show kind of does things unjustified. And with Nate, we're kind of given this thing where he does what he does because of like the trauma his dad caused. And I like the way Cal is kind of explored in this season, you know, how desperate he is to just not have that tape of Jules get out. And even after Nate destroys the tape and his dad leaves, he still ends up getting arrested in the finale of the show, which I thought that was a great way to end that arc. I think they ended that one super satisfyingly. I think as a whole, I think Nate deserves it. I fucking hate Nate, and I do want to see him fall. And I think that's part of the big thing that'll hopefully be in season 3 is we'll hopefully get to watch Maddie and Cassie just kind of, you know, ruin Nate. But as a whole, I like it, you know. I think Nate has an interesting character arc in this season. He's still a piece of shit by the end of it, but I do like how he basically gets to end it by putting away the man who basically ruined his life. I kind of wanted him to kill him, but I get why he didn't. But it was a nice way to end that arc, especially because of how fucking horrible Cal is. What other plots do we have in this season? We have Lexi's whole thing with the play, which I thought was a really interesting way to, you know, put things into perspective. Like how we have this whole thing with Lexi starting this play of how she's kind of in this bystander and how she sees the world. It makes Lexi a much more interesting character in this season. And I liked it. You know, the play is so hard to believe what happened because the sets are insane. They're literally swearing and talking about drugs. It's impossible to believe that any of that would actually happen. But I like the reflection and I like the way that the whole play goes about. I think it's very entertaining. And you have that whole I Need a Hero montage, which is really fun and entertaining and is hilarious. And it was very funny to watch Nate walk out of that angry. But as a whole, if we're talking about Lexi's arc, I think she's really interesting. I think she's much more likable in the season. I also think a lot of visually, it was with Lexi that I noticed that this season is a lot more creative visually. We see a lot more flashbacks. We see a lot more of what's going on inside the characters' heads. And in terms of production and directing, it's much better than season 1. But I really like the plot of her starting a play. It's unrealistic as fuck, but I think it fits what the show's supposed to be well. And it gives us a perspective of what's going on in her head. And I like that she got to have a little bit more of an interesting plot line in the season. What else is like our main plot that we have here? Well, we have Fezco and we have Ashtray, who are pretty important to, you know, the entire plot that happens with Lexi, because you have Fezco falling in love, or kind of falling in love with Lexi, which is a very cute relationship there. I like the way that was handled. I thought it was sweet. I thought it was, you know, it wasn't corny at all. It actually was handled very nicely. And we all kind of love Fezco for who he is. Really sad way to end his arc. And I don't think it needed to end it that way. That was one of my least favorite parts about the finale, was Ashtray getting killed. Because I don't know why. Like, I guess maybe it'll come into play in season 3, but it just ends, you know, like it ends Fezco's whole plot line in a really depressing, sad way as Fezco gets killed and Ashtray, you know, Fezco doesn't get killed, he gets shot, and Ashtray gets killed. It's like a really sad way to end their arc. And I guess for me, I don't really see why Ashtray needed to die, other than, oh, we need to have a death in the finale. Like, why kill the 12-year-old kid in a police shootout? Why? It's sad, but... And it's not sad. I don't have a problem with it because it's sad. I have a problem with it because it feels sad for no reason. Like, there didn't need to be a death in the finale. There really didn't need to be a death. You know, I just don't think it needed to end that way. It feels kind of pointless to me. But as a whole, I do like Fezco and Ashtray's entire plot. And rest in peace, Ashtray. Who else do we got in this? We got Kat, who, like, really doesn't do anything. She just has a relationship with Nathan, stupidly breaks up with him, and then just becomes Maddie's side, you know, character. I really like, you know, Leslie Bennett as, you know, Rue's mom, Nika King. She's just, Nika King. She's just great as she does it. I love her as the mother character. She's not corny in any way. She's very, like, likable, and you really do feel bad for her. Her acting in the episode of The Rue where she runs away is so good. Love her. Think she's insanely good in this season. I'm going through this. I also like Gia Bennett's like very brief arc, but what her role in it is really good to me. I also love Ali on this one. I think other than that, though, I think that's kind of everything I feel on this whole thing. As much as I do like the season, it's kind of a mess. And it does not end well, like, at all. Like, the finale to the season is way worse than the finale. Like, the first season ended with, like, wrapping everything up. You know, we see Rue and Nate converse. We have this party where you see Nate and Maddie break up, and you see Nate's whole arc kind of flesh into just an angry psychopath. Like, I like the way that that season ended. You know, I thought it was a really satisfying ending. And also Rue, last second, as they're about to go on to a new life, saying, I can't do this, I can't leave my mother and my sister, showing that she really does care about her family, like, a lot. And I like the ending with it having this epic musical number. And then this one, it just kind of ends, you know? It just kind of ends with Rue walking out of a building being like, oh yeah, I was sober for the rest of the year, bye! It's a very unsatisfying ending. It does wrap things up. Sure, you wrap up Maddie and Cassie's whole plot. You wrap up Nate's plot. You wrap up Fezco and Ashtray's plot by killing Ashtray. You wrap up Rue's plot by saying she's sober. You wrap up Elliot and Jules' stuff by saying they all split up. But it just kind of does that and then just ends, you know? It doesn't really... It leaves some interesting things for season 3, but not to the point where I'm, like, really ready for season 3 and I can't wait to see what happens next. I would much prefer, rather than kind of rushing the wrap-ups here, instead just, like, waiting, you know, a year or two, instead just deliver a conclusion that ends on much more of a cliffhanger, leaving open for season 3 rather than what they do here. And as a whole, the writing of the show, season 3, is kind of very messy and inconsistent. It's not all that well ran. And as much as I don't really watch Euphoria for the writing, I kind of watch it for the characters and the acting, and, like, the set design and everything. I just don't think this season is as well written as it should have been. And I feel like season 1, I honestly enjoyed a lot more. Personally enough, I don't dislike season 2. I just don't think it ended all that satisfyingly. But the best episodes of this one, I might say, are better than the best episodes of season 1. Specifically episode 5. I'd also say episode 7, The Play, is a really good episode as well. As a whole, season 2, as much as I like Euphoria, as much as I like the characters, as much as I like everything, I definitely feel like it could have been better. I don't know what I'd rate this because I don't rate TV shows. But yeah, what do you guys think on Euphoria season too. Do you guys love it? Do you guys hate it? Let me know in the comment section below. This isn't me saying I'm going to review shows now. This one was popular enough that I chose to check it out, and I liked it, and I wanted to review how the finale went down. What do you guys think on this whole thing? See you guys next time. Peace out. I already kind of went over what I'm doing in the future in the last video, so you can go watch that one, the Conway review. See you guys next time. Peace out. Bye.